Lucasfilm has spent the past several weeks trying to defend and deflect any and all criticism of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series because it seems like they knew there would be backlash from the very beginning. They tried to gaslight everyone. They tried to convince you that if people don't like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, it must just be because they're a toxic fan. But the reality is, a lot of people are disappointed with this show. From the writing, from the story, from the plot itself, from the dialogue, to the fact that it seems like it was a bait and switch. This was advertised as an Obi-Wan and Darth Vader series, and it seems like we haven't got very much of that. But one thing that is at the forefront of so much of this criticism that I had been saying since the time this series was announced was the continuity issues. The fact that it's impossible to do this without breaking canon, at least in the minds of the vast majority of Star Wars fans. And the writer of this series has been out there to try to do some damage control, but in reality what he's doing is he's explaining why this series is just so disappointing, because it's not a priority for them, because they think they can do these things and just shove it in there and actually improve the continuity of Star Wars, when the reality is, in the eyes and minds of most fans, that's just not the case. Obi-Wan Kenobi writer speaks out on breaking Star Wars continuity for the Disney Plus series. And he's spoken a couple times to a couple different outlets at this point, and we've got a decent amount from Joby Harold. Obi-Wan Kenobi writer Joby Harold relieved Leia was kept secret. And that's one of the things that people are talking about. Not just the fight between him and Darth Vader, which we will get to, but also how much him and Leia are interacting. Naturally, fans have revisited Star Wars A New Hope to analyze Leia's message to Obi-Wan and determine whether the two of them had an adventure 9 years earlier. That's obviously not the case. They did not know each other. There is no way that Leia goes through this entire thing with Obi-Wan, gets saved multiple times by him, essentially like is holding his hand, looking up to him as a fatherly figure. There is no way that that fits in with Star Wars canon, unless you're gonna like completely obliterate her memory or something. But no, the writers of this series, Disney Star Wars, they think it's completely and totally acceptable. But Harold wholeheartedly believes Leia's plea for help makes all the more sense after the events of Kenobi. It answers all the questions of why him? So help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope feels less arbitrary as a choice and a decision now that we know the depth of the history they have together. No, what are her opening words? You served my father in the Clone Wars, right? Not you came and rescued me. Not you and I have a bond. Not I know I can trust you with this. Not I've seen what you can do. I know you can do this. Nothing like that. This is about her father. And the reason her father sends him is because, of course, we know the history between Bail Organa and Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's why this is the case. And they're going to go on to further explain why another terrible decision just makes more sense now, but that's from the sequel trilogy. I like the fact that it helped reinforce and better articulate a little piece of the jigsaw that's already in place. She also ends up naming her son Ben. Yeah, that was a terrible, stupid fucking decision by J.J. Abrams and Lucasfilm to do that. You had a character. The reason they did that is because there's a character named Ben Skywalker in the expanded universe. They wanted to flip that around. They wanted to give that title to Kylo Ren so people felt like you should care about him. But in reality, it doesn't make any sense. Why didn't it make sense? Because Leia didn't meet Obi-Wan like that. She didn't know him as Ben. That is the whole fucking part. But you're gonna have people that try to justify that then. Justify this terrible fucking decision by saying, well, now let's break canon and insert this entire story into Obi-Wan. This is why people have a problem with it. Darth Vader and Obi-Wan finally confronted each other for the first time since their tragic duel on Mustafar. Vader made quick work out of an out-of-practice Obi-Wan and tortured him with fire. Fans have also reignited the debate surrounding their reunion in A New Hope and whether it was intended to be their first encounter since Mustafar. Of course, every Star Wars fan for the past several decades has known that duel in Episode 4 in A New Hope, in what came out as Star Wars originally in 1977, that was the first time that they had fought since their Battle of Mustafar. It's clear, everyone understands that. What do the writers say? There was no line in A New Hope that said we couldn't. There's nothing I feel like we violated at all. If anything, we've informed those scenes so some of the choices we've taken for granted in the original trilogy actually make more sense now. They think that they're doing better than George Lucas. They think they're improving on Star Wars continuity and Star Wars canon. So now you're going to think from Vader's perspective, when I left, I was the learner. Now I am the master. That meant that he kicked his ass like 9 years ago on a stupid planet and they're going to fight again? No. No one believes that if you're actually a Star Wars fan. You may be trying to jump through hoops to justify it and be like, well, I guess they could be open to interpretation. No one thought that way. And the fact that they're so blatantly saying we're just improving on continuity is absolutely ridiculous. But again, this writer is ridiculous. He gets asked about James Earl Jones' voice performing his dialogue, and just this little part pissed me off. It's pretty cool when you've seen those movies as many times as I have, the way he speaks, the way all the characters speak. I want to get to that. When you've seen those movies as many times as I have, interesting that you say that, because this is the same guy who admitted that he did not know. He had to ask the story group if Obi-Wan knew that Vader was Anakin. That was something I discovered along the way and had to confirm with Pablo Hidalgo and really think, hold on a second, what does he actually know? Does he know the moniker Vader? What would that mean? Can he associate the two? Obviously, it got confirmed later on that yes, Obi-Wan does know that Anakin and Vader are the same person. But the fact that you had to ask that question and then try to brag in an interview about when you've watched these movies as much as me, what a joke. Writers that get hired onto projects like this, that feel this way about the pre-established continuity, that feel this way about this IP, this is the reason that Disney Star Wars is Disney Star Wars. This is the reason you're having another Last Jedi reaction when you look at the divided fan base. And of course, it's why Lucasfilm feels the need to go out and attack the fan base to try to get the access mainstream media on their side. Pathetic, but predictable. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.